In today's episode of Know Your History, we will be talking about the life and times of former head of state of Nigeria, General Sani Abacha. Sani Abacha was a Nigerian military dictator and statesman who ruled Nigeria as military head of state from 1993 until his death in 1998. A professed Muslim, Abacha was born and brought up in Kano to a Kanuri family originally from present-day Borno State. He attended the Nigerian Military Training College in Kaduna and was commissioned in 1963 after he had attended the Mons Officer Cadet School in Aldershot, England. Abacha was definitely involved in all the military coups in Nigeria since July 1966 during his military career. In 1969, he fought during the Nigerian Civil War as a platoon and battalion commander. He later became commander of the 2nd Infantry Division in 1975. In 1983, Abacha was General Officer commanding of the 2nd Mechanized Division and was appointed a member of the Supreme Military Council. In the same year, Abacha played a prominent role in the 1983 Nigerian coup d'etat, which brought General Muhammadu Buhari to power, and the 1985 Nigerian coup d'etat, which removed Buhari and brought General Ibrahim Babangida to power. When General Ibrahim Babangida was named president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 1985, Abacha was named Chief of Army Staff. He was later appointed Minister of Defense in 1990. Abacha served as Chief of Army Staff from 1985 to 1990, as Chief of Defense Staff from 1990 to 1993, and as Minister of Defense. Abacha is noted for having been the first Nigerian army officer to attain the rank of general without skipping a single rank. Abacha was the defense minister and most senior official within the military hierarchy during the crisis of the Third Republic. He orchestrated the coup d'etat of 1993, which overthrew the interim national government of Ernest Shonekan. In his nationwide broadcast, Abacha portrayed the overthrow as an act of stability brought about through the socio-political uncertainties caused by the 1993 presidential election. Abacha ruled as head of state and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria from 1993 to 1998. In September 1994, he issued a decree that placed his government above the jurisdiction of the courts, effectively giving him absolute power. Another decree gave him the right to detain anyone for up to 3 months without trial. He further abrogated Decree 691 of 1993. Abacha assembled a personal security force of 3,000 men trained in North Korea. His chief security officer Hamza, or Mustafa, had an iron grip on the apparatus of military security. Abacha wielded power with an unyielding attitude, and his rule heralded an unprecedented total disregard for human rights, with several political assassinations and summary executions of dissidents and political opponents in Nigeria. When MKO Abiola proclaimed himself president, he was jailed for treason and subsequently died in custody. Also, former military ruler Olusegun Obasanjo was jailed for treason and accused of plotting a coup together with General Oladipo Dia. Wole Soyinka was charged in absentia with treason. Abacha's regime suffered opposition externally by pro-democracy activists. Abacha held a constitutional conference between 1993 and 1995, early in 1998. Abacha announced that elections would be held on the 1st of August, with a view toward handing power to a civilian government on the 1st of October. It later became apparent that Abacha had no intention of relinquishing power. By April 1998, Abacha had coerced the country's 5 political parties into endorsing him as the sole presidential candidate. In 1995, following the execution of Ken Saro-Wiwa, Nigeria was suspended from the Commonwealth of Nations. While hosting Nelson Mandela, Abacha admitted he was advised against interfering with Saro-Wiwa's trial, but made assurances that he would use his rank in government to commute the sentence if death sentence was pronounced. Justice Ibrahim Otta was the judge presiding over the proceedings and sentenced Saro-Wiwa to death by hanging. Abacha did not commute the sentence. In 1996, General Sani Abacha created 6 new states, increasing Nigeria's total number of states from 30 to 36. The newly created states were Bayelsa, Ebonyi, Ekiti, Gombe, Nasarawa, and Zamfara. In 1997, Muammar Gaddafi's West African tour to Sani Abacha to mark the new Islamic year directly infringed United Nations sanctions on Libya. Yet he was greeted by thousands of Abacha's supporters who came out to demonstrate their loyalty in Kano. The Libyan leader sought to strengthen relations with the country as a way to strengthen his agenda of Pan-Africanism. Abacha intervened in the Liberian Civil War through the Economic Community of West African States Monitoring Group. Abacha sent troops to Liberia to fight against the rising insurgency in the country. The Civil War, which began in 1989, saw an influx of Nigerian troops from 1990 when Abacha was defense minister. Sani Abacha was considered one of the 20th century's most corrupt dictators, and as a kleptocrat for the alleged embezzlement of 2.5 billion United States dollars. Abacha and his family allegedly hid most of the loot in Switzerland, as well as in other jurisdictions including Liechtenstein, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Abacha's death on the 8th of June 1998 brought about the Nigerian Fourth Republic a year later, and he was succeeded as Nigeria's head of state by General Abdul Salami Abubakar. Follow us on all our social media platforms at _twins official for more stories like this. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.